Melody Cherie, aka The Blueprint, has responded to confirmation that Martell's concubine has joined the cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. So, today we are talking Melody, aka Melody Cherie, aka Melody Cherie Rogers, aka The Blueprint, aka Money Making Mel, aka Mogul Making Mel, aka Award Winning Mel, aka Patreon Making Mel. All of these accolades, all of these accomplishments. And we have to discuss something unfortunate, which is Mel responding to the news, the confirmation that her ex-husband's side chick, her ex-husband's long-term concubine, has finally made her way onto the show that she presented to Carlos King, that her and her ex-husband presented to Carlos King. This was her baby. This was the show. This is her show. This is the It Factor. This is, you know what I'm saying, who everybody utilized as a storyline for 9 straight seasons to give minimal in return on their real lives and storylines for 9 seasons. As long as that check continued to clear. You know what I'm saying? And all of that for Martell's mistress to finally make this show. Now, here's the thing, right? We know, obviously, that she has wanted to be on this show for quite some time. I understand there. I saw a few comments on the last video that was like, oh, you should have known that this would have happened. No. See, I was still operating under the impression that Carlos King still had integrity. Even if him and Mel were not on good terms, that he still had integrity and would never bring Martell's long-term concubine on the show. But I have to remember, this is the same Carlos King that Mel cried to at his first show for Reality with the King, in which she opened up, poured her heart out, and was like, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that my ex-husband is still doing. And it would be safe, it would be best for me if he is fired, if he is let go, if he is removed from the show. And the crowd was cheering. And you know what Carlos King did? Not only did he edit this portion out of his live show that he posted, but he also decided to pivot and bring out Sonny and Moses and deflect and claim that he was not as hands-on, not as involved, and I have a bridge to sell you. Everybody always thought that Melody Cherie was the favorite. It's always been Martell, because Martell continues to get chance after chance after chance, no matter how dirty, how diabolical, how disgusting the false narratives and false allegations that he has put out against his ex-wife, and then rallies the cast to co-sign the nonsense. And the biggest offense, of course, is the revenge plea. And they all co-signed it, and Tasha later admitted that they knew, after Mel's long gone from the show, that they already knew about it. That some of them actually saw what was in the revenge plea. And you bring a potential accomplice to the revenge plea onto the show. You know, remember when Carson Blue exposed that Martell originally had presented this to his concubine for her to create a fake Instagrammy account and post the video and pretend that the man was not Martell? And she was asking, allegedly, Carson Blue for the advice. Y'all remember, there's been so many things that have happened. There's been so many things that this concubine in particular has said and done. The most disrespect, of course, towards Mel and to the kids that Mel and Martell share, but also has gone in on the other cast members as well, has alleged that the show was using her quote-unquote likeness and all this other nonsense. And for her to finally get on, it's so icky. It's so disgusting. And I see Carlos King on the blog pages posting memes of him acting like, he's clutching his pearls, basically. So basically that tells me that he doesn't give an F about the backlash. Like, let's just call it for what it is. He doesn't give an F about the backlash. Anything for ratings for Carlos King, anything for clicks and views for Carlos King, anything to keep the show on the air for Carlos King, and to keep Martell with the job. The Scots 1.0 and 2.0 should see what time this is. Basically, this is Carlos King giving y'all a middle finger and telling y'all storylines are not compelling enough. I got to dig back into, whatever I can dig into with Martell, and I got to bring on his concubine because y'all aren't giving enough. But instead, like I said, of taking some time off and actually interviewing and casting real couples, real marriages that could be a part of this cast, and take out the DEAD weight, because it's clear the Shaw decided not to move forward with Trish and Ken. However, you should have made a decision between at least one of the Scots 1.0 or the Scots 2.0 that this dynamic's not working anymore. And if you are basically rewarding the fact, you're rewarding Martell that the cast tried to ice him out and have him, not a part of certain episodes last season, and you turn around and reward him by bringing a side chick on. It's a slap in the face to the Scots 1.0 and 2.0. Because basically what you're saying is, I'm going to bring on the person, Neil, that gives Martell somebody else to film with. Also, the same person that went on Tasha K and aired all alleged business about y'all out, how y'all all be cheating on y'all wives. And y'all all co-signed this. Y'all all signed off on this. Even Kimmy and Tasha signed off on this. What was the clause, as long as y'all don't talk about us? Because guess what? If there's 30 episodes and there's things that Martell and his concubine run out of things to talk about, you're next on the docket. You're next on the list. Like, this is so insane to me. The show was about love and marriage, managing y'all marriages and y'all families, and alleged multi-million-dollar businesses, and alleged that the Core Six was supposed to be doing the comeback group and building affordable housing for Black families. The plot has been lost. The focal point of the show has been lost. Now the show is all about how low can you go in these marriages and propping up side chicks and side pieces. And I didn't even put it together that Trish was the test run of this. Bringing on a unmarried couple with a woman who had an estranged husband and had a live-in boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? That they had a volatile relationship, and her and the ex-husband had a volatile relationship. Delay on when this divorce was going to happen, when this divorce was going to be finalized. But then the reason she got on the show, because there was a rumor she may or may have not hooked up with Martell, and it may or may have not been around the time while he was still married to Melody Cherie. And y'all were hoping to get a reaction of Melody Cherie. So now what you're doing is y'all flipping and reversing it, Neil. And now y'all want to decide to bring the alleged Destiny and Martell rumors to the forefront because now you're going to be introducing his concubine. So basically, you are constantly putting in a position of Martell appearing to always have some type of triangle going on, of some type of trifecta going on, that he is such a ladies' man that he couldn't be loyal to his wife and had to have this long-term concubine, wasn't serious enough about the concubine, and went on Real Housewives of Atlanta with SHARI and brought SHARI on Love and Marriage Huntsville as well, so they could both get a check and clout and a storyline out of it. And ultimately continued filming with Destiny, continues filming with the Fletchers, and I believe the Scotts tried to ice him out. But they were too little too late. Y'all should have did that while Mel was on the show still. But the irony in this is, the climax of this is Destiny making grooming allegations against Melody Cherie and just going completely below the belt, only for your friend Martell's concubine to come on to this show and air out your business and air out that allegedly your son was not good enough to be at the same school as her son. Because this is what happens when you bring somebody on that has a mentality of, what she do, I can do better. Hide your husbands out here. Hide your boyfriends out here. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that. So we got to get into what Mel said on the Instagrammy. So she said this: to everyone DMing me, I see your messages, just too many to respond to, but I'll get to you, I promise. Y'all's love is literally everything with a heart emoji. Y'all support is literally everything. Hashtag protected. Then Melody Cherie also says this: protected, covered, thankful, blessed. Melody Cherie also posted in the Instagrammies, thank God for black and white, no gray area. And that to me basically sums it up, right? There's no gray area with somebody being wishy-washy or trying to play both sides or any of that. Either you're on Team A or Team B. Either you're on the right side of history or the wrong side of history. Either you are for me or you are against me. That is what I interpret that to mean, y'all. So that is Melody Cherie's reaction, that she sees a lot of people that are DMing her, that are reaching out to her, and so on and so forth, just checking on her, seeing how she's doing, seeing how she feels, and all of this and all of that. And it's just really unfortunate. It is really unfortunate that this is how low Carlos King is willing to go to keep Love and Marriage Huntsville running, and to keep Love and Marriage Huntsville on the air, and to keep Martell Holt employed. Like this is the same woman that has caused so much havoc, you know what I'm saying, with not just Melody, but also the kids as well. Also the kids that Mel and Martell share together. And now she gets to have a platform on the show as the mistress that she is, bragging about being with somebody's husband and having all those crash outs whenever her and Martell are not on good terms. Like, this is such a hot mess express, but Mel is taking the high road. But the sad thing about this is that we know, obviously, recently with what Mel had exposed about her ex, that her ex is still trying it with her. So it's like, not only does Carlos King continue to give a platform to somebody who is still actively tormenting Melody Cherie as we speak, but then furthermore giving his concubine a platform to also, you know what I'm saying, do whatever she's going to do on reality TV. Because she's been so desperate to be on the show for so long. But I just don't think that this is going to go the way that people think this is going to go. The positive of this, a silver lining of this, I guess, is that Mel was not still on the show when this happened. But I honestly, truly believe that I don't think this would have ever happened if Mel was still on the show. Or even if Mel came back to the show. I don't think this would have happened. But now you've basically ensured that you're not going to see Mel back on this show. Even if she ever, you know what I'm saying, what was even pondering it, even for a cameo, even for a handful of episodes, you can throw that out the window. You can throw that in the trash. You know what I'm saying? You can delete that email that is sitting in the drafts right now, asking Mel if she would consider coming back. No. Y'all went too far with y'all talent, with one half of the former couple, of the former married couple that brought y'all this show, and y'all gave her y'all ASS to kiss. But y'all still make all these exceptions to her ex-husband that is doing all types of crazy stuff behind the scenes. Will not let go of the fact that his ex-wife don't want him back. And then, now all of a sudden you reward him, after the cast pretty much was done with him, to bring on his concubine and give her a platform and her an opportunity. And I just don't understand the cast. But Carlos King at this point, it's just showing that there is no bottom that he believes in. If he believes that clicks and views and ratings are going to come from it, he has loyalty to nobody. And it's really sad. It's really unfortunate, because I thought that you actually, at one point in time, genuinely gave a crap about Mel, but it feels like you only gave a crap about her as long as she did the things you wanted her to do. And the moment that Mel decided to choose herself and not choose you, it has been a problem ever since. And you've been out on a mission to destroy her, to try to destroy her through her fan base, and try to ruin her name, try to ruin her reputation, and who knows what else behind the scenes. And while doing that, continuing to coddle and give opportunities and cover up for Martell and his shenanigans and his anger issues and his mistreatment of women. All of that is okay, apparently. But I'm just not rocking with it. I'm not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? You cannot convince me it's a good idea or it's ever going to be a, positive thing to look at. All it shows me is that none of these people in the cast, and Carlos King never fooled with Mel, never effed with her for real, because a real one would never do this. Think about yourselves. Think about the people that you know, whether it is you yourself, your family, your friends, any close coworkers or colleagues that have been through what Mel's been through. And out of nowhere, the mistress that really thought that, she was a mover and shaker out here, now comes to the same platform that was previously occupied by the wife, that the wife put in all the blood, sweat, and tears into the show. And the mistress gets to come on like it's nothing. Insane work, y'all. So that's all that I have for this video. I need y'all to do me the biggest favor, and that is to hype the video. Hype the video, please. Hype the video like you never hyped a video before in your life. There's that. That is it. That is all. It's todos es final. It's finito. Is he on the road? Is he on the line for this video? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.